Good afternoon, everyone. I hope all is well. I'm Nathan Duty, the inside sales rep here at Assurance IT, and I want to thank everyone who's able to make it today. Second virtual lunch and learn. Today's topic is SentinelOne's Purple AI. And I promise I'm not going to be talking for too long. I'm going to, save as much time as possible for the real stars of the show today, Nick and William. I'll pass the floor to you guys. Feel free to introduce yourselves.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Nick Jaldevi from SentinelOne. I am the Senior Solutions Engineer and happy to be here today and give you a quick overview of Purple AI and what we can do for your SentinelOne environment.
All right, on my side, I'm Will from Assurance IT, Solution Engineer as well. Most of you already know me. I focus mainly on security products, so everything SentinelOne, email security, etc. So all our suite of security products, I'm the Solution Engineer for it. Perfect. So I'm gonna go and let Nathan start his slideshow.
Thank you so much, guys. With that being said, here's what you can expect to see today. Current challenges organizations are facing, an overview on Purple AI and what it has to offer, some early adopters of Purple AI, the Purple difference, and last but definitely not least, privacy. And of course, in the spirit of efficiency, we've got an agenda prepared for you guys. Introductions, boom, look at that. We got those out of the way. And next up, you can see an overview of Purple AI from Nick. And then we get into the fun stuff, a use case demo. Pushing along, you'll see some operational support with Purple. And finally, we'll close it off with a question and answer period. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing and I pass it off to you, Nick. Take it away.
Appreciate it. All right. So, Purple AI, as you know, is our security assistant or security analyst, helping you respond faster, ahead of threats, and detect and respond quicker to the everyday life of threats and incidents that are coming into your SentinelOne console. Next slide, please. So, quick agenda. We're going to talk very quickly about the current challenges in cybersecurity, and then the Purple AI solution overview. And then Will and I will give you a Purple AI demo as well. So my background, I'd like to tell a story here. In my background, I used to work for a very large utility company in Toronto, led the SecOps team for many, many years there. And we were a team of two people that basically managed 5,000 endpoints across the board. And we had a lot of different types of security solutions, firewalls, endpoint security, IPSs, IDSs, and all of this data was really siloed and it was in different areas and we couldn't, deal with the long alert queues that were there and lots of different investigations. And I'm going to touch on one time when we did have a ransomware attack and to get down to the nitty-gritties of going to do an investigation with all these different security solutions and then putting that and wrapping that all together, it was really, really tough on our team. And it took us weeks and almost over a month to summarize the whole incident from bumper to bumper and really give it up to our higher ups to go and, see how we were going to do a remediation, things like that. So, there's been a lot of challenges. And now, as we moved into 2025 and beyond here, we're really looking at AI and how AI is going to help us, respond quicker, detect faster, right? So next slide, please. So from a Purple AI solutions overview, we're just going to show you our Singularity platform really, really quickly. Our whole technology around SentinelOne is based on AI, and what we call it is Purple AI. So if you see the pillars that are kind of going from top to bottom, we have our Singularity AI SIM, also powered with hyper automation, which is going to be coming out in Q1 of 2025 here. But then we also have our data lake where all of this ingest information comes into, and we are able to query this language or query this data very quickly and very efficiently using Purple AI. Now we can also ingest from all our solutions like Singularity Endpoint, Cloud Security, and Identity as well. But we can ingest third-party data, right? CrowdStrike Falcon, Microsoft Defender, you name it, we can ingest it either through our marketplace or through API integrations as well. So we can, if you look at all the different logos we have on here, Proofpoint, Mimecast for email, Cisco, you name it, we can do it. So this is really the gist of our platform, and really shows and illustrates what we can do in one single slide here. Next slide, please. So what is the Purple AI difference? When I worked at Toronto Hydro, I wish I had something that, brought all my data together and gave me the fast ability to, query the data and get to the main points of the investigation quicker. As an L1 analyst, I would wanted to have some quick start hunting, which we could give to our customers today. So in our demo, we'll be showing you how fast our queries are, give you some quick start hunting suggestions that you can start a investigation with. And then through our integrated workflows, we can also share this data with the rest of our teams within our organization, so that we can actually take an investigation and then start escalating it up the ranks within the organization, so that we can get to the end detection and response. So what is Purple AI? So Purple AI is really using natural English language, and we can translate that into what we call a SentinelOne Power Query. So if you look on the right here of the screen, you see a question that says, are there any indicators of FIN 11 in my environment? Now, what you will see during our demo, and what you see on this PowerPoint slide here, is that for any analyst, any L1 up to the most expert analyst, this query that we have produced below the question here would have taken somebody an hour to create. And if you had any character errors or anything like that, you may not even get the data that you're looking for. So what we do is we take, a normal English language, a sentence, and then we turn that into our Power Query and then provide you the data within seconds. So as I mentioned, quick starts. We give you some quick starts to basically start your threat investigation, your threat hunting. So imagine the world of an L1 analyst, doesn't really know how to threat hunt as much, but really wants to start doing some further deep dives into incidents that have come into the console. We give you some suggestions on how to start, and some follow-ups as well. Next slide, please, Will. So summaries and suggested follow-ups. So we will summarize all the event findings, which will also show in the demo here coming up. We also give you suggested follow-ups as well. So once you start a conversation with Purple AI, we can ask up to 20 questions. And after the first question, Purple AI will kind of take you down the stream of where you want to go next, or what follow-up questions you can ask at a single click of a button. So the event summaries, you will see some events that are going to come up in our demo. We can actually click on any one of these event IDs, and Purple AI will actually summarize this event ID for you. So as you can see on the right-hand side here, for an analyst, it would take some time to really understand what the event looks like. So what we want to do is we summarize all of the events that are in Purple and show you very quickly what is happening in your environment. The investigation notebook. So as I mentioned, we can actually share these notebooks and with the rest of our team. So if an L1 or some people in the SecOps team have started an investigation, we can actually share this with the whole security operations teams or with the SOC to ensure that everybody knows what has happened from the start to finish of the investigation. It really allows us to, detect faster, respond faster, remediate faster in our environment. And last but not least here, we also have Purple AI for support. So as SentinelOne customers, you would have access to the knowledge base. What we would do is, if you're really looking for, say, how do I install the Windows agent or a Ubuntu agent on an endpoint, we can actually go and search that data in our knowledge bases, scrape the data from all the various different types of knowledge base articles, and then give you a summarized view of how to do that. And then what we will do is we'll also give you reference points as well. So you can actually reference those knowledge base articles when needed. Next slide. So just alert summaries. We can actually summarize alerts as well and incidents in Purple AI. So this is just in your console itself. We can also give you context on what the alert looks like as well. Last but not least, SentinelOne will never share your information. We will never, take your information and learn from it or anything like that. The only thing that we will do with the data is if you actually give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. When you give it a thumbs down, we will actually look at that and try to improve the question that we're trying to get information for. Okay, and so we're going to jump into a demo here, Will and I.
Yeah, so perfect. So here's the demo. So here, really, the story that we're trying to explain is put ourselves in the position of a team who's been just attacked by a ransomware. So the first thing I'm going to be showing you is the console itself or the endpoint that was attacked. So here we can see we have our endpoint. It has been fully ransomed. So we're going to go back into the SentinelOne console, look at the Sentinel itself. So we're going to go down into Sentinels. We can see our current machine called a ransomware bomb is currently infected. Basically, our server is currently infected. We can go down into incidents and get a bit more information. We see that there's really two things running here.
So one thing that you want to take into account for this demo, we've actually put our policies in detect. So you will see that there's an infection that happened here, but in the day in the life of running SentinelOne, your policies would have stopped this at pre-execution. For the basis of this demo, we want to make sure that we can show you what we can query inside Purple AI. So go ahead, Will.
That's correct. And we just need to make this, it's important to note that information that we're searching in Purple AI does not have to necessarily be matched with an incident per se. So let's say something happened, some weird behaviors happening on a computer, even though we might not have an incident being detected, we can still do some Purple AI queries to leverage all the AI or all the data that we're bringing in to do some cross correlation here. So
and the data that we're going to be querying is going to be sitting in our data lake. So, Will, why don't you go over to Purple AI?
Yeah, perfect.
So just very quickly before we start our investigation here, this is the quick starts that we were talking about in the slide deck. Now we have a bunch of them at one single click of a button, right? And so, Will, I'm really interested to see what are some of the high risk behavioral indicators that we have. And I can see that we have a quick start here. So can we drill down into there? Perfect. So you can see that the question is, what machines have the most highest risk behavioral indicators? Now, for any analyst that's using Power Query and using our data lake, if you are not using Purple AI, you would have to actually type out this Power Query that you see right under the question. Now, you can see how sophisticated this Power Query is. We actually took that question and converted it within seconds for you, right? So as we can see here, I have a machine called ransomware bomb, and I have multiple behavioral indicators that are showing up here. If you scroll to the bottom here a little bit too, we also have some suggested follow-ups that we can do. So we can actually click on any one of these, or we can ask it another question. Keep in mind that we've just started the conversation with Purple. So Purple now knows, all right, we're going down this path. Let's ask the next question. So now that we have all these indicators, Will, can you show me all the ransomware indicators that are available?
Yeah, exactly. So we saw there were many indicators above. So we're actually going to go ahead and drill down into them. So show me all ransomware indicators.
Now, Will, I see that you spelled ransomware the wrong way, but guess what? Purple has figured it out, and we are gonna show what's coming up next year. So again, another Power Query has been um, uh, populated into Purple AI. Now we have a bunch of events here. So we have behavioral indicators. We also see that it's coming from ransomware bomb. What else do we have here? Oh, we can see the source process unique ID called Black Basta. But if we go over to the event ID, Will, can you click on event ID here, the first one? So as you can see, we've just opened up the first event. What Purple's doing is now taking the information that we took from this query and now putting it in a simple summary for you. So as you can see, this process involves Black Basta on a Windows 2022 standard machine. And there's a whole bunch of other information that's come with it. We can see that it's exhibiting ransomware type behavior as well. So we're on the path that we're really finding that, hey, we really have a significant event in our environment. But let's take it one step further. Will, why don't you show me uh, all the processes that contain Black Basta? All right, so we have different types of processes that are happening here during this ransomware. We can see there's process creation happening. Um, this is a real significant event. And through this conversation, now I can actually, concretely say that I have a ransomware in my environment. I see a few summaries here. I have the thumbs up and the thumbs down. If I give it a thumbs up, great. If I didn't find what I want, maybe I'll give it a thumbs down, and then we can start improving what we're asking in the next scenario. So now I'm really, on the process here of summarizing all of the findings that I have. Will, can you ask it to write me an email to summarize the findings above and put some urgency on it as well? Perfect. So I can actually summarize all the events that I queried for in the last three questions. I can take this email and now send it up to my higher ups or my L3 analysts or whoever really needs this. I can actually create the email so it goes to a director or a manager, somebody at another escalation point within the organization. And then I can also share this notebook on the left-hand side so that we can do more follow-up. So we can actually rename this notebook to Black Basta. And then we'll just also share it for me as well. So what will happen here is we're going to share the notebook. Anybody else that's logging into the SentinelOne environment will get access to this notebook now. So they can see all the questions that Will has already asked and then also ask further questions. As you can see, we've asked only 4 out of 20. We can actually go and ask another up to 20 questions within one notebook, right? So we give you a lot of different questions to ask about the investigation, and you can use as many notebooks as you want just by clicking the new notebooks section. Now, one thing, this is great from an investigation standpoint, but I really need to understand how to install the Ubuntu agent. Can you open up a new notebook and show me from a support perspective how I can use Purple AI? And very quickly here, we're going to go scrape our knowledge base and then get you the information that you're looking for um, and give you reference links to those other KB articles that are going to provide you all the information you need to install the Ubuntu agent.
Thank you, Nick. So one thing that we did miss here that I often see with a lot of our customers is creating some dashboards. So yes, we can use Purple AI to create our own custom dashboard. So The dashboards, how they work in the back end is they use queries such as this one to push it out on a dashboard and show you all that information. And already here we can see that SentinelOne has generated that query and created a graph as well. So we could bring this query into a custom dashboard. In this case, it's pertaining to one specific incident, but we can generalize it. So let's say you have some Fortinets, you want to see, am I having any weird outbound connections or inbound connections? And then, it would create that filter or that specific query, and then you can have it as a pie chart, a bar chart, however you want to graph it, we can bring it and push it into a dashboard so your whole team can view it. A lot of times what I see teams doing is they have a big TV in the executive suite, and they could just see what's happening in their environment as a whole.
Will, you just mentioned Fortinet. What other types of data can we query through Purple AI from a third party?
Yeah, so in terms of third party, pretty much any data that we're bringing in is queryable, and we can make graphs or pretty much anything that Purple AI can already do with normal EDR data. There are some specific vendors that we have additional compatibility options with. Mainly here we can see we have Fortinet, Microsoft Office 365, Palo Alto, Zscaler, Proofpoint. As an example here for Fortinets, pretty much all we have to mention in the Purple AI query is Fortinet, FortiGate, or FGT. And here we can see there's a bunch of pre-made queries for us to use that SentinelOne or Purple AI will be able to do some cross-correlation on.
Fantastic. That concludes our demo. We'll pass it back to Nathan.
Great job, guys. I will bear with me here. I'm going to present the screen once more. And now I believe we can jump right into the question period. Go. Getting there. I believe there was one question already in the chat from Milton. I'll read it out to you guys just one moment. What is the retention period for the notebooks in the system?
Yeah, so
so we actually can do up to 1 year retention. As you can see here on this, oh, sorry, we're not actually sharing the slide, but anyways, it is 1 year retention. We will give you 14 days out of the box, but up to one year retention as well.
Copy that. And a follow-up question, can anyone who has access to our system see the notebooks we created?
Yeah, so we touched on that during the demo. All we have to do is share those notebooks, and it will be shared with anybody that has the similar access to Purple AI.
That's correct. So you can have, by default, all notebooks are private, but we can share them and rerun them. So if you already have a notebook that has, all the queries or KPIs that you're looking for, you can share that across the team. And, every day or every week, you want to do a quick run of it and get all that information, send it out to an email, export it as a CSV, etc. You can do all that.
Amazing.
Thank you for that, guys.
And does anybody else have any questions? Feel free to pop it in the chat, or if you prefer, you can raise your hand and we can call on you. No problem. Give it a quick second here. In the meantime, we do have some frequently asked questions. Pardon me, Fabrizio? Did you have a question? All right, guys, we got one here. Can we implement any automation through Purple AI?
Automation is on the roadmap. It's coming. We're in early access of automation through also another general availability that's coming out in Q1 2025 here called the hyper automation, which is pretty much your SOAR 2.0. This is going to come in, and then on the roadmap is to enable Purple AI to do automation as well.
Awesome. So I'll jump along. Feel free to raise your hand if you have any more questions. I'll jump to the frequently asked questions here. How is Purple AI licensed?
Good question, Nathan. It's basically licensed one-to-one on your endpoint count right now. So if you're looking to get Purple AI in your environment, just basically reach out to the good folks here at Assurance IT.
Perfect. And what types of data can Purple AI investigate?
Yeah, so like we said previously, anything that can be ingested inside the XDR console. So whether it's third-party data sources, on-prem data sources that we can bring in through syslog, or even API-based logs, we can sift through all those logs, do some cross-correlation, and if you want to match it with some EDR logs, maybe you saw something weird on the Fortinet, you want to cross-correlate it with maybe a virus that came to an endpoint. You can use Purple to do that cross correlation.
Yes. Some of the other vendors are like Okta, Microsoft, Zscaler, to name a few. But we are working towards a big breadth of different correlation and through Purple AI as well.
Perfect. And I got one more for you guys. Can we use Purple AI to create a Singularity dashboard?
Yeah, so as I showed previously as well, we can use it to create our graphs or pretty much any data point that we want, whether that's a graph like I showed, it could also be a bit like a spreadsheet or a table. We can have all that type of information and bring it into a dashboard.
Perfect. So guys, I suppose that concludes the question and answers period. I will move right along to some very good news. We do have an exclusive promotion going on for the Assurance IT clients. So if you'd like to hear more, if you'd like to see some pricing, please do not hesitate to book some time. You can use this the QR code, or you can expect an email from me very, very soon following up. And that's it. Thank you so much for attending, and thank you, Will and Nick. You guys are machines. I really appreciate you driving through that demo. And yeah, I mean, hey, save the date for the next one. It will be on February 26th on Lightbeam AI. Some very interesting stuff. And that's about it. You can expect $25 from us before the end of the week. You guys are due.
Yeah, just one thing before you close out.
Of course.
Thank you for everyone for attending today. As kind of a follow-up as we moved into 2025 here, Assurance and IT and SentinelOne will be planning another session, which will be in person, where we will do mortal versus machine, where we put anyone to the test with one of our SentinelOne experts, and basically you use Purple AI to go against them in a kind of a gamification. So look forward to that in the coming year here.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. Thanks everyone for attending, and a big thank you to Cameron for organizing this. Have a good day.